Are you feeling totally buried in responsibility and burnt out on showing up? Been there, and I created this totally free bundle of resources for you. You have to get the Get Started Guide if you haven't already. If you're ready to strip off the unnecessary baggage and limiting beliefs you've been carrying around, if you're so done making things more difficult than they need to be, if you're ready for guilt-free rest and enjoyment in your life, you need the Get Started Guide. This instant download is full of my favorite resources: the Mindset Makeover, the Stress Less Toolkit, and my super trendy and adorable kitchen templates to make meals and groceries a little bit simpler and a whole lot prettier. The Get Started Guide is made up of tools and practices to help you cope with stress and anxiety. And because so much of your happiness is determined by your mindset, this instant download is what you need to start thinking about the way that you think so you can overcome what's overwhelming you, take control of your days, and love the life you've got. Get your free download of the Get Started Guide today and get started loving your life. Find it in the description below. Hey, beautiful. Welcome back to another episode of the Meant to Bloom podcast. I am starting to feel like under the weather. I don't feel like you can hear it, but I am definitely starting to get a scratch in my throat because, my 3-year-old decided to cough directly in my face, and I'm pretty sure he spat in my mouth at the same time. So that's fun. If there's nothing that's more a picture of motherhood, I don't know what it is. I've been battling a headache all day, but I promised I was going to get an episode out to you guys. So here I am showing up, making it happen. And today I really wanted to chat a bit about intentionality and just becoming intentional. And I even want to go ahead and let's do the definition. I forgot the word for definition until auto corrected me just now. So yeah, intentional. There's a lot of talk in the mom space and the personal growth space and all this stuff about being intentional. And I feel like it gets overcomplicated. And today I just want to simplify it. And I do want to keep this super short because I know we're busy right now or we're tired and you're either busy doing stuff or you're busy not doing stuff. And I understand, I get that. So let's just say the definition of intentional, super easy. It is done on purpose, deliberate. Are you doing your life on purpose? Are you planning your life? Are you going about life the way you are choosing to? Or are you on autopilot? Are you reacting? Or, are you pre-planning? Are you showing up the way you're choosing to show up? Or is the way you're showing up being chosen for you? Are you thinking before acting, or are you acting and then reflecting on what happened, right? Are you thinking about the actions you took, or are you thinking about the actions you're going to take? Okay. And some of this we need to get out of our own head because a lot of times, I've been dealing with massive, intense anxiety going into Thanksgiving. I had some really, really bad anxiety. And when I voiced what was really, really the biggest anxiety trigger in my life, it felt very silly, you see, because let me be open and honest here. I was really, really stressed about Thanksgiving Day and having my family come over because I just had this fear that my mom and my sister were going to be judging me. And that I told my sister this we shared some lunch the other day. And she was just like, that's really silly because there's nothing you could do to make me not love you. And, she told me literally the only thing she judges me for is having mislabeled canisters in my pantry, which I do. She says she doesn't like how I have cashews in my navy beans jar. And, I was like, yeah, okay, I get fair point. Fair point. Sometimes we get really caught up in anxieties and fears and just the thinking for other people. And it throws you off because I wasn't going into Thanksgiving being all that intentional when I was carrying that fear with me. I was going into it ready to react to things that were not going to happen. instead of going into it ready to receive love and peace and gratitude from those around me. And I did get that opportunity to realign. I went in, I had a massage. If you're following my Instagram stories, I put that in there. That was my Thanksgiving prep, was having a massage the day before. And then I had lunch with my sister, and it really cleared a lot of things up. It really helped. It was therapy, massage therapy and talk therapy with my sister. And I mean, we talk a lot about self-care, but that was very intentional and very purposeful sort of self-care. It was very impactful, because then I went into Thanksgiving and it felt really good. And I'm only feeling bad about Thanksgiving now because my immune system was a bit compromised from all the stress, and the toddler, he's not a toddler, preschooler, my 3-year-old, he's so precious, so sweet, but oh my goodness, definitely have a case of mom brain, that frazzledness going on right now. This sickness is creeping in, and I'm trying not to let it get to me, because I have a lot of podcasts I want to record, and that involves talking in my voice, and I feel the scratchiness, like my voice is going to go. So I apologize right now if the podcast goes on an unexpected hiatus. It will be because I just physically can't do it, but that's okay. I'll be back. Anyways, you can always catch me on Instagram at Britt Clarkson. If I'm not showing up anywhere, you can reach out to me. You can DM me. You can comment on my stuff and be like, hey, where are you? You doing okay? And then let me know what you want me to come back and tell you about. Anyways, jumping back into it, being intentional. I'm going to be intentional with the rest of this podcast episode. All right. We're not getting sidetracked. We're not veering. This is a good example of what we do in life. We get sidetracked. We start going on tangents. We let our mind just kind of run wild and free, which is good sometimes, but sometimes it gets us off track, and then all of a sudden we are not where we meant to be. And that's okay. Let's give ourselves grace when that happens, because it does happen, especially with us mamas, and we have a lot going on in our lives. We have a lot to be juggling mentally and physically in our lives. It's okay if you get sidetracked. It is. It's okay if you get off course. Become a master at recentering. That's the best we can do. Be okay with getting off course, and then become a master of just finding that north again and getting back on track. Get really good at restarting. All right. I have gotten so good at restarting. And ever since I started seeing being good at restarting as a benefit instead of feeling like a failure because I had to start again, life has gotten better. I feel more successful because I'm not seeing this as a slip up or a backslide. I'm seeing this as something that's expected. I expect that I will have to restart. I will get off track. Things will happen. I will get sick. We will have big holidays. My kids will get sick. Just unexpected things are going to come up. And I'm going to get off track. I'm going to have a depressive episode. And I'm going to get off track. With all of the rhythms and the routines and the good, healthy habits and patterns I've gotten myself into, I will get thrown off. But I'm really good at restarting. I'm really good at Mondays. That's what I like to think of it as. Mondays, when I do a hard reset on my life. And I've gotten really good at that. And I think that's one thing that you can take from today and say, hey, it's a blessing to be good at restarting. It's a superpower, right? It's not a negative thing that you have to restart. It's a great thing that you get to restart and that you are getting really good at restarting. All right. Don't feel defeated when, New Year's rolls around and you realize that you didn't keep your resolution. And it's a chance to start again. You're getting really good at starting again. And you're going to get knocked off again, and then just restart right away. You don't have to wait until New Year's. You don't have to wait until Monday. You just restart. Anytime you realize you've gotten off track, just restart. Find your center, find north, and get moving again, right? Because you're not going to get out of the woods if you just sit still. You got to get up, you got to start moving, or you're not going to find your way. You're not going to find your way back. But let's talk about intentionality, because it is actually super simple, and it is something that you can do every day, getting back on track every single day. You can do this in the morning. You can do this after lunch. You can do this whenever. Because here's the thing. I go into my days intentional, and I get off track a lot of days. A lot of days I do not stick to what I intentionally was starting my day with, Or I forget to be intentional in the morning and I'm not being intentional with what I wanted to do this week and I get off track. Giving yourself grace is the best thing you can do. Let it be okay. Let it be expected that you're not always going to stick with your intention 100%. You're going to get off track. That's okay. We get back on track. Okay? You can reset that intention. You can realign with that intention anytime. Okay? Now, see, I usually use anchors in my life and I'm like, okay, I'm going to take a lunch and then I'm going to get back at what I meant to do today right after lunch because then I've nourished myself, I've gotten my rest in, and then it's time to get back at it, right? Today I've been nursing a big headache. So I have reset my intention a couple of times and had it thrown off because the headache kept coming back. And now I'm finally without headache, but I've got that sore throat that I was mentioning. I'm like, okay, my intention was to get this done today so that it's ready for tomorrow when the episode comes out. And I'm doing it. I'm getting the thing done because I recalibrated, I reset, and I restarted. Wouldn't be here right now speaking to you if I was still sitting on the couch feeling bad for not doing what I meant to do earlier. I'm doing it now. All right? You can start anytime. Recenter, recalibrate. And now the best way to get intentional is just to write it down. All right? I love journaling and I will journal almost every day with what I want to be intentional about. And some days all I want to be intentional with is that I want to carry that attitude of gratitude with me all day. And I'll just journal about all the good things. I'll just write out how I'm full for so many things. I'll just go, I don't know, rant is the word coming to me. I'll go on a rant about all the good things in my life. I don't know what the positive word for rant is right now. Brain not functioning properly, totally. But being intentional, a lot of this goes back to like cognitive behavioral therapy. Okay. And that is where the basis of all my healing comes from is cognitive behavioral therapy, which is really just reshaping the way you think. And so when I got intentional with what's going on in my mind, I can be intentional with my life because I just don't leave. Like it's that one saying that you're just not available for the things that are not serving you. I'm not available for the types of thoughts that make me feel bad about who I am. I'm not available for the types of thoughts that hold me back from my potential. I'm not available for it. So when those come in, it's not that I sweep them under the rug. It's that they're just so laughable at this point because I have done the work to know the truth. And the thoughts that come in that tell me I'm not worthy, that I'm failing because I got off track, those are lies. We get off track. It happens. No one can be 100% on 100% of the time, especially when you're dealing with as many responsibilities as you are, right? So what's going to happen is going to happen. The best you can do is hold on to that intentionality of being who you mean to be. And when you get off track, give yourself grace to get back on. Get really good at restarting. Notice how good you are at restarting, right? Restarting, it's the easy part. I think it really is. I think the hardest part is how hard we are on ourselves. And we don't have to be. That's the beauty of it. We don't have to be hard on ourselves. We get to give ourselves grace. We get to start again. We get to see the beauty in it. All right. Every day is a new day. And right now, wherever you are in your day, it's a time to push that reset button and say, I'm going to realign with my intention. I'm going to be who I mean to be. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to be kind. I'm going to be loving. I'm going to be a badass and get that stuff done that I've been putting off for way too long, right? I'm going to show up for other people. I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to be exactly who I've meant to be this whole time. I'm going to be who I've been afraid to be. You get to set the intention. You get to do it yourself. And the intention doesn't have to be, I'm going to wake up and be the perfect cookie cutter mom who does all of the things for all of the people and takes care of herself. It doesn't have to be this big complicated intention because then sometimes our intention turns into a to-do list, right? It doesn't have to be that. Your intention can be very simple. Your intention can be, I'm going to have fun today. The intention can be, I'm going to show someone love today. I'm going to love myself today. Your intention can be, I'm going to rest today. I'm going to get the most out of my rest. Like, I'm going to reset physically, mentally, and emotionally. Okay? Get intentional by doing things on purpose and don't overcomplicate it. It can be easy and you get to push reset anytime. All right, keep going, keep growing. Love you. Hey, gorgeous. I gotta let you know that right now I am running a 50% off sale on all of the Everyday Joy planners. Okay, the Everyday Joy planner, as you know it, is retiring and I am clearing out my inventory. It is all 50% off, which puts basically everything is at cost plus shipping. And I'm including free shipping, like shipping's included in the price when you buy these off of Etsy. So menttobloom.etsy.com. It will be linked in your description below. And go check them out. I have a handful of designs. There's weekly planners, there's daily planners, there's the 1-day tearaway planner, there are spiral planners, and they're all 50% off until gone. Price points are $5, $10, and $15. Super cheap, super affordable. These are the 90-day planners and 6-month weekly planners. So check those out. Again, that's menttobloom.etsy.com, and they are on sale until gone. This is clearance, clear out. They will be disappearing. The Everyday Joy Planner, as you know it, is no longer in print. So get these while I got them.